summer, I was a part of a mural project that was organized by Homies Organizing the Mission to Empower Youth. It's a nonprofit organization based in San Francisco, and we mobilized a bunch of high school students and college-age students and community artists to create a mural on 24th and Cap, a really busy intersection where a lot of people from the neighborhood pass by constantly, and we brought a heck of people together, over 200 people together, to put the mural up on the wall.
I would say about 7 years ago, Homey originally did this project called the Bomb Project, which stood for Bring Our Murals Back. And we did a mural right here on 24th and Cap before this fence was right here. This fence actually was built by the city. It cost about $400,000, somewhere around there. And in our opinion, was basically a waste of money, because that money could have been used, instead of building a fence and updating the parking lot, could have been built to maybe build a after-school program right here on this parking lot.
So this new mural is called Solidarity, Breaking Down Barriers, and it's based on the idea of, like I was talking about, the fence here as a way of like stopping quote-unquote problems. You know? Is this a real solution? Is this a good way to spend, you know, public money?
Visionary, enlightener, visionary, If your third eye is blind, open up your mind. Truth will come shining through. If your third eye is blind, open up your mind. Truth will come shining through.
The process of coming up with the images for the mural had a lot to do with the process of having young people meet up and exchange images and ideas, and we went through all kinds of old books, looking a lot at Cuban posters, Cuban poster art, and looking at their color schemes and the graphic tones, and so we compiled a whole bunch of pictures that people really wanted to have represented in the mural, and then we put them up. And so it kind of has this storyline from the left to the right, where it starts off with this kid Chewy, and we used a picture of him, and he's like scribing on the back of the bus, and he's writing truth, and it's kind of an act of rebellion of him, like, you know, like vandalizing the bus, and it's just him alone by himself.
But it's taking that resistance spirit and linking up with like-minded folks and sharing in knowledge and learning each other's history and culture, and grouping together to have some kind of educational kind of circle going on, create a unity, create solidarity, create a common union, organization. And with the knowledge of our ancestors in the past, coming from different parts of Latin American revolutionary struggles, as well as the United Farm Workers, and of course Cesar Chavez is very instrumental in understanding that knowledge of the people here in California. It's taking that knowledge and then putting it into practice and linking up with a more contemporary struggle that's going on right now. What is going on right now, which is big in the news and is affecting a lot of the residents in the community, is the immigration issue. The wall's actually getting built up as we speak. There's been a lot more new wall building, as well as surveillance cameras and technology, other infrared laser, all this kind of stuff going on the border. And in the meantime, a lot of people are dying, you know, trying to cross those hot deserts to try to get around the walls, as well as just going through some horrific kind of experiences. So we got the wall in there, and also we're saying that we started off with the border fence in this neighborhood. How does it relate to the immigration struggle and the border down south? There's this circle here, which is kind of a unity symbol. It's got the eagle of the north and the condor of the south. And it's calling on unity between both hemispheres and just north and south. You know, the gang situation in these neighborhoods are really over colors, you know, red and blue, north and south. And it's calling on the unity of that because we're one people.
Your eye, open up your eye, third eye, your eye, third eye, third eye.
Farther towards the left of the mural, there's a segment that's talking about black and brown unity. There's a Chicano community, like some modern day young people, but behind them are some brown berets. And next to them, they're shaking hands with a group of young black people. But then again, behind them, there's an older movement. There's the Black Panthers. And we've altered some of the things on the young people, like instead of the cholos or the homeboys wearing any kind of like tattoos or symbols that have to do with anything like any gangs, we instead flip that, and the tattoos are, they have a tattoo of Che Guevara, you know, on their belt buckle they have Libertad, and you know, like they're calling for symbols of freedom, and rather than symbols of territories or gang divides. And then again on the African American youth, instead of wearing like a chain with a dollar symbol or with a hoodie with diamonds on it, we switched it, and so then we're trying to put a Black Power fist or put uhuru, because both communities have really old ancient roots to pull from that have to do with liberation, and we're trying to like make that tight again, make that cool again, and still be, you know what I'm saying, as young, as hypey, and as Bay Area as everybody is, but instead of being focused only on money and on capitalism and on the things that the media teaches us to value, like we really want to value some other stuff that's real. It's really going to help our community. So we're taking something that is our culture and that's modern and that's relevant and that's real to us right now, but we're calling for something in the future that has to do more with like liberation and freedom and empowerment and like coming up as a whole, not just as like one person with some money.
But going back to the wall, what comes to mind is the Palestine wall, which is being built right now by the Israeli government. What do we got to say about the wall? Damn, that shit needs to come down, right? So here we have this image here, originally created by one Martin Travers, which shows Palestinian people busting through that wall, looking very proud and determined, and saying, you know what, wall's got to come down, right? And its presence is not easy for the people who's had their families uprooted and displaced, and their farmlands taken away from them, and their whole livelihoods just totally taken back and being kind of put in this large, sometimes not large, kind of like a jailed setting, you know? You're imprisoned by this wall, this sometimes 30 feet high wall. So yeah, we're saying solidarity with black and brown communities, but we're also saying solidarity with people around the world who are fighting for liberation and self-determination for their own communities.